Good morning, people. Did you know that there are people out there that despise you? Yep. There are people out there that like to dress up like sheep, all light and fluffy, and pretend that they are in your favor when all actuality they want you to lose. They wish nothing else but to see you eaten by wolves. These types of people can be hard to detect because they are good at manipulating others. One of the reasons for this is because they can easily read your weaknesses. Today's question is, how do you turn the table and read theirs? The lion, the king of the jungle, patient, precise with his plotting to destroy his prey. The lamb, a defenseless creature that lacks the strength to protect itself along with lacking the speed to flee. The lamb poses no threat, while a lion will sneak up on you and rip you to shreds. Listen up, people. Knowing who you are dealing with at all times will save you from the fate of that unseen predator lying in waiting to blot your plans. When you encounter someone of this nature, you have two options. Avoid them or do your research, find their weaknesses, and use them to your favor. Look beyond the fluffy white fur and expose the wolf, or the wolf will expose you.
First Cup KC, unique, hustle hard music, yeah. First Cup KC, start your day off with a cup of Joe and positive convo. First Cup KC, shine a light on the ones that work hard from Kansas to the Mo. First Cup KC, motivate, educate, inspire the youth to be great. First Cup KC, believe in yourself is the key to make a change. It's never too late. First Cup KC. This broadcast is a No Solutions podcast production. Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today on the show, I have a very special guest. This guest is family. This is like my brother. I mean, this man has been in my wedding. He's coached my kid, and we go a long way back. It's an honor to have him on the show, so please welcome my brother from another mother, Leo Moreno.
Thank you, Chuck Dog.
What's up,
for having me on the show.
Man, it's an honor.
Oh, the honor is mine, brother.
Dude, man, I remember when we were all the way back in Turner. You took my son and took him off the street, gave him something to do. You made me want to coach. You made watching you do it with your kids, you gave me that sense of, hey man, this guy his whole family is giving up all their time to help other kids. And you just don't have enough of that in the community. So everybody know you in the community as Coach Leo.
Yeah.
How long have you been coaching, and what got you? What made you want to coach boxing?
Well, boxing, I've been coaching now for 19 years now. But overall coaching, I've been coaching since I was 8 years old. Soccer, basketball.
Yep, I see the pictures.
It's just a passion to help people. I know a lot of sports. I'm not the best at them, but with a lot of practice, everything comes out.
It don't matter what sport. It's the coach behind the sport. It's the man. It's that role model. Now, I don't know about the life before boxing, but I was honored to see a lot of the photos of some of your baseball, some of the pictures that you got at your house. How many kids do you think you've coached over the past couple years?
I've ran the good over the past couple years, of at least a couple hundred.
Golly. And some of the big names.
Wilver Hernandez was one of them. He's no longer with us. Sammy Cosho's no longer with us, so he coached him. Jorge Carlos, Isaac Carlos. And I'm telling you big names because Malachi Ross, he's still with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yair Calderon, he's still with us.
Fast hands, boy.
Yeah, that boy right there. We just came back from Guadalajara. He knocked out a kid in his pro debut in the second round. Beautiful. He had the fight of his life. It was a great fight. Jake Robinson, great dude.
He's out of Nebraska, Omaha.
No, Jake Robinson.
Oh, Jake! I remember him and his sister and somebody else used to.
Yeah, Jake Robinson is a dude that played football. He was a running back, a fullback, weighed about 270 in college, and now he's fighting for me. And the lowest we fought him at is 144. So there's been a number of athletes who ran through our gym.
Yeah, you remember Jeremiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah Graziano.
Man, whatever happened to Jeremiah, man?
I don't know. Someone said he went back to Oregon. He was with us with Turner, and I used to go a lot with him to out of town when for weigh-ins. We'd get acclimated to the weather wherever city we went to, and we went to Philly one time, and we've been to New York
too. What gyms? What famous gyms have you been in?
Oh, we've been to a lot of good gyms, man. The one that the most famous one that I was excited about. There's Freddie Roach's gym, and then I went to Canelo's a camp gym. Man, it's awesome. They're great people, man. I mean, it's just everybody. They welcome you with open arms. It's a really good. Boxing is letting me see a lot of part of the country,
Boxing
is great, man.
I see boxing as like, I don't know, when I got into boxing, I've never seen that close of a community. You have your ups and downs, you have your difficulties, you have your disbeliefs. But when something goes down, everybody's there. You see people show up. The one thing I really like about you, though, Coach, is you make everyone feel like family, no matter who they are. You have a pretty big family yourself, and you treat everyone like you treat them. You treat, and that's why. Oh man, I don't know. I look at your whole family was in my wedding, bro. That's why I'm like, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, and it was an honor to be in your wedding, Chuck. Dude. It was great. Chuck, you asked me that, and the thing behind that is my mother and father raised us and brothers, because a lot of my brothers raised me as well, like a father figure. All my brothers, they're good guys. There's 7 brothers, 6 sisters, and the mothers raised us. The sisters raised us as mother figures, and they've always told me, you respect everybody. You walk into a room and you say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
Shake everybody's hand. If a woman's in the room, you shake her hand or give her a hug, a kiss on the cheek, and you give her that respect, and you respect everybody. And with that being said, man, every time, I've done that, my son Leo was huge about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'd give a woman a kiss at her gym that he didn't even know who she was. Lady, this is my son. I said, hey, we raised him that way. Yeah. But and the husband be like, hey man, what you listen to my woman from? Hey, easy.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. Yeah. That's how he is.
My dad was like this. If he caught a woman holding a bottle, a liquor bottle of a beer or anything in her hand, he will take the bottle from her and he'll give her a glass. He'll pour it in a glass and give her a glass. He did not like women to be drinking out of bottles for some reason. I don't know, but this is a weird thing. But no, Coach. Your wife was my photographer. Your daughter, she held Corinne's dress. You guys were like, you was my best, one of my groomsmen, and we've come a long way. I remember little Leo. You used to bring little Leo over to the studio to record, and I got a lot of time, with him doing that, and nephew pretty much the same way. I feel like that's kind of like my duty because of how you took us in. I was new to Kansas City. I didn't have nothing here. It was just me and the people who lived underneath my household pretty much. A couple of people here and there until, of course, my brother moved here. But other than that, Coach, it was you and the boxing community. And from there, people at work, and I grew from there. So your wins were my wins. The grief was my grief. And like I say, that boxing community is so big and strong because it's like everybody grieves together or everyone celebrates together. And it wasn't never one of those things where you have to bring this money or you have to pay this or you have to do this. Everyone pretty much brought stuff to to a lot of the events. And, it just watching go from Turner and being a part of growing, the other boxing gym over at the R&E, or the one behind Pizza Street.
Sean, Corvera, yeah.
Oh man. I mean, just being a part of that, being able to say, hey, I walked into this gym and there was nothing here. Man, that was kind of like an honor. Speaking of, I know Greg was the DJ, and unfortunately I know he's gone. That kind of like was a crazy to hear, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, wow, 1 minute he's here. Because 1 minute I thought he was running for some sort of office, and next thing you know, he's gone. So, that was a big loss to the boxing community. Rest in, peace, Coach Greg. But, one thing about that community, I know that everyone, we really, really stuck together through a lot of stuff. And that just makes it easier, to just go out of your way to be there.
I'm going to take it a little way away from me, the things you're asking me the question. But I want to go to Greg Cachola. He was that guy was a big brother to everybody. I mean, Greg threw some of the best shows that money could buy, brother. And he gave away great awards. Mm-hmm. He's the one that pumped me up to start doing the shows like I done them.
Yeah.
I then later done as bigger shows than he did, or just shows as good as he did. But that man, he take his shirt off his back for you, and you know what? It gets me that the boxing community wasn't so much supportive of him when he passed away, and didn't do stuff for him like afterwards, like a year later, or or a balloon release or anything, or we didn't know nothing about it. I asked his daughter about stuff like that. I went to the wake and to the funeral. Well, actually, it was together.
Yeah, it
was all together, and you know what? It hurt me that it wasn't a lot of people there.
Yeah, he did,
because he was a wonderful man.
Yeah, I think it was probably because of his political view.
Yeah, Greg.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Greg's political view, was different, but I ignored that.
That's
because
what friends do.
Because I didn't want to mix anything up, because we wouldn't have been friends if I let that. So I said, okay, Greg, you got everybody. They always say, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
Long as you don't disrespect me.
Right.
He entitled his opinion. He didn't ever disrespect me. He could do what he wants to say, but he was always like my brother. And it's still my brothers. They say some silly stuff now, man, but they're still my brothers. I love them. Mm-hmm. I love all my brothers, and our family's tight, but yeah, Greg, when he's just like, I had lost my brother about 3 months after I lost my son. And that hurt. And then when Greg left, it hurt too, so I consider that's my second brother who left, but yeah, no, man, I just want to take a quick second to recognize my man, Greg, Cachola. He helped me a bunch. Remember, he bought me my ring because
Yeah.
the Golden Gloves didn't want to buy me the ring. He
remember.
goes, you know what? He goes, you got a price? Yep. He cut me a check and he goes, go buy your ring. And,
I remember.
And that guy, man, when I tell you he gave his shirt off his back to anybody. I mean, and he had
How much
a little
you think
bar.
he charged me for the DJ, the wedding, the reception?
Probably nothing.
Nothing. He wouldn't take nothing.
Man, great.
Just like your wife. She wouldn't take nothing for the photography. Nothing.
Man,
that's the community. You know.
That's giving, and not expecting anything back in return.
Yeah.
But the man upstairs gives the return somehow or another. Life comes out, start getting better and better. A lot of things I do, I don't want anything neither.
Yeah.
Things come back good without even asking for it, because I don't want anything. I'm like I said with Greg, I do things sometimes. I don't need to get paid for the things that I do.
You get the reward is in seeing the enjoyment of what you're able to give.
Right.
I did a cup the other day that basically was talking about you, just because someone is doing something that they're doing doesn't mean that you have to lower your standard and change who you are because of it. You know, some people say, I pulled up at the bums out on the street that's wait out on the exits.
Right.
And they hold signs up and they say, oh man, I want, can I work for money, or can I help me in need food? Well, I mean, you have two choices. You can drive by them, or you can roll your window down and you can give them money. But the average person will look and say, hey, you can go get you a job. You can go work. It's all these jobs. They need these jobs, yada, yada. And it's easy to say that. But that's because of something someone else did to take advantage of someone else. What if this person really needs it? You know, what if this person is mentally jammed up to where you think it's so easy for someone to actually go and get a job. But man, if their mental isn't there, you know, how can they even maintain that job? So the real question is, they will have to fix their mental. But not to get off task, Greg, man, I've watched him throw pancakes. The little pancake?
Yeah, on his griddle.
Fundraisers, you know, on that griddle, man. I mean, and you've done the same thing. And it's like, that brings community in. That's you're bringing the community together by bringing them in. But Coach, man, how were you able to stay in it so long?
Man, these kids, brother, the love that I like, the love that I love these kids like they were my own kids. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to word it. Okay, I mean it's that question is like that. I don't know how to word this, but these kids are like my kids.
And they did, JD.
And I'm gonna tell you what, man. When I was R&E, and that happened to my son, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that I prefer to be at home with my wife and not be at the gym. I said, man, I need to be there because, you know, I know she needs me there with her.
Yeah.
And however, I did want to be there with her, but then I'd turn and look at these kids at the gym, man, and everybody looked so fun. They looked happy. They looked excited. They were carrying on. They were punching the bags. They were doing hard work. They were trying to advance. They were getting ready for a show, for a tournament. And I turned and looked at Elisa and I said, Lisa, we got to do something.
Yeah.
She goes, what do you mean? She goes, I want to close the gym, but I need something. But I can't because look at these kids. But I need something to pump me up. I need something to make me want to come to the gym.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, what do you want to do, Dad? And I said, I want to change the name of the gym. And that's when I decided to change the name to the gym to my son's name in memory of him. And
I had the honor of hanging that banner.
Oh
up.
yeah, absolutely.
So that's what
that was awesome, man. But like I said earlier, when you were talking about the homeless people or just people asking for money, do you know when my son died, his girlfriend came up to me and she goes, "Hey, do you know what your son used to do?" I said, "No." What did he? Well, I knew what, a lot of things he done, but what? Yeah, I was trying to play dumb. I don't
you want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, he says, "No, why? Well, what are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, he always told me never to tell nobody because he never wanted to tell anybody." And I said, "What's that?" He goes, we'd go to a Little Caesars sometimes, buy 5-6 pizzas, or either we'd go to McDonald's and buy the $1 sandwiches and go get a case of water, and he'd take it and he'd put it on his trunk of his car, and he'd call some of the homeless people that were under the bridges.
Yeah.
And feed them and tell them here. Then he used to give them coats and jackets and covers. I don't know where he got them. I said, "Well, you used to tell me, do you want that coat, Dad?" But I didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
"Do you want that coat?" "Mom, how about this cover? This cover, we ain't used it in a while. Oh, I'm going to throw it out." No, I got it. But he wouldn't tell us. We did not. I promise you, he did never tell us anything he done. Well, she told us, now that he's gone, I am going to tell you, he used to feed the homeless. He used to clothe with jackets and stuff, wintertime, and covers and all that stuff. And I was like, wow. She goes, how come he never told us? He goes, he didn't want to brag about what he done.
Yeah.
So that's the point I want to make too. Everything we do, Chuck, and I don't do it to tell people, hey, look what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I do what I do because I want to do it, and I love working with kids. I love working with kids because in the trouble that I used to get when I grew up. So anything I do, man, I do to help the kids, but I don't want anything in return. I don't want anything. I just want to help the next person and that's there and keep on and keep on and keep on. And the next person that's working out of my gym after I'm gone, I want somebody to keep on doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yes, I charge them because I have to charge to pay my bills.
Yeah, overhead.
But I don't make money to be able to say I'm gonna retire. I'm not. I know I got a job. I got a full-time job.
No, I remember when we used to go and I used to help you unload a lot of the like the concession, and then you were just making the money back off the concession, and it's like, hey man, you do what you got to do to keep the thing going. That was beautiful there. The gym over behind Pizza Street. Little Leo, the thing that you're talking about, that organization that you put together, what is it called? What is his little, because you started something, you guys kept going, kept giving out stuff. Because I remember my nephew a couple of years ago was one of the people that got given a bag of groceries. You guys gave him like $150, $200 worth of stuff.
Yeah, we done that. Then sometimes we help my sister-in-law. She does a harvester, and we help them too.
Tell me about that, though. Tell me about that. That thing that you gave, because it was a box of a bunch of groceries. And you guys just said, this is something that Leo did for the homeless. And
that we done for JD?
We're continuing. No, that was for Mario. That was for Mario and
Mario,
Lindsay.
that's right.
Yes, and you out of the blue, he was like,
"That's right."
Hey, he want, and I don't be telling everybody because this is something that we don't really want people to. We don't want the recognition for it. We just
it was during Christmas time, right?
Heck yeah, and that saved.
Or was it Thanksgiving? I think it was right before. It was Christmas.
It was one of the holidays, and I know they were doing bad because Lindsay moved in with Mario, and they were. It was bad. It wasn't easy for them. But
Well,
that package,
yeah,
it came out of the blue.
That it had. It was all because of Leo. You know, we like doing stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
We adopt a family with the gym, and we adopt a family. We do $350, $400 to, and we give them a Walmart
Gift card.
because we don't know what they need, whether they need clothes, whatever they do what they have to do. So every year we adopt a family, and that year we adopted a family, and then we gave that box of it was a big box of bag, wasn't it?
It was about almost $200 worth of food. Y'all had steaks in there, ham in there, turkey, all kind of stuff, and it fed a lot of them. It fed like 4 or 5 people for like 2 weeks. So that helped out. So,
yeah, that was all because of my son that we done something like that, and that was that. Chuck, I the things are like, once again, things that we do, man. I think right here is the first time it was said in 2 years. It's like I said, I don't. We do it because we want to help people. And because my son, what he used to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, the gym, what we do from the gym, it's just back recognition to help, to give to what people has helped me at the gym, and we can give back to somebody. Because I tell you what, I don't know if people are believers out there, man, but I'm a huge believer. You give, something comes back to you. Yeah. And I ain't asking for it. It comes back automatically for some reason. The man upstairs, he's big, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened to you, you know, with your RV. Yeah, I mean, you've been living a life right, and he knows he has to take care of his brother.
And the whole way home, I just knew I was okay. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, and for the folks that's listening, you might not understand what we're talking about, but last night was crazy. It was a spiritual strengthening. Because I literally drove a 32-foot RV 45 minutes in the dark. No headlights. None. Every time I turned the headlights on, it just bogged the car. Battery was not strong enough. And like I say, man, Lindsay was behind us. And some guy, man, I don't know who he was, but man, if you're listening to me somewhere out there, thank you. But I know God told him, listen, slow down. This RV you about to pass. You need to pay attention to it. Because he jumped over in front of me and he sped up like he was taking off because I couldn't go that fast because the more gas I hit, the more it bogged the vehicle down. So I had to go at a slow pace. And it was 80 miles an hour and I'm going like trying to go 65. So it wasn't a consistent 65 either. I had to drop down going up hills and stuff because this thing is just, it's a big vehicle. Well, this guy, he jumps in front of me, takes off, and he's like, I'll say a good 5 or 6, no, I'll say about 10 cars in front of me, and he turns his lights off and turns them back on because I see his brake lights, his tail lights go off and on. And you can tell the light, his headlights in front of him went off too. So he did that once. I didn't do nothing. Then he did it again. And then I turned my headlights on and they were bright at first. And then it was you. And I turned it off, did it again. And he came back close. And he stayed about 6 cars in front of me. And he followed us all the way until we were able to get off to get the hotel. But it was so hot, Coach, I couldn't stop. I have 2 grandkids. I have a 167-pound American Bulldog and my wife's Boston Terrier. And if something happens to any one of her babies, those 2 grandkids or that Boston Terrier, I don't know if she care about Mo too, but any one of those 3, she's losing it. So, and it's hot and this thing cannot have there's no air. So my big dog's about to die. He's literally about to die. She's feeding him water, and he don't drink a lot of water. He was drinking all kind of water. So that's why I say you're right. what you put out, no matter if it's negative, coach, or positive, it don't matter. What you put out, it's gonna come back in some sort of form. And I say this because I'm a firm believer, because I put out a lot of bad stuff. Coach, throughout my life. But I turned that around and did try something different and decided that I would put out good stuff. And of course, everything isn't going to always be 100% like we want it. But overall, I mean, I can't really complain. Yeah, there's always going to be tragedy, because I'm dealing with a very, very hard tragedy myself, and it's something that we got to go through no matter what. But hey, man, I look at it like this: remain as strong as we possibly can and keep moving. Can't stay stagnant, can't stay still. So that's why I stay moving and putting out positive energy, because I know if I at least put out some sort of positive energy, I'm going to get it back. Big believer in it, Coach. But I do want to talk about my nephew. I do. I know it's a hard subject, too. I miss him, and I got some music, right?
Right.
So I still got this computer, and it's got this stuff in it. I can't get into the computer because we froze it up because we weren't updating it during Apple products. But I'm going to keep it, and when I'm going to take it up to the Geek Squad, and we're going to get this thing locked. And once I get it locked, then I'll be able to get all of the files and all that stuff out, so you'll have them, because I think you only have just a recording of some music or something. But you need to have those, because anytime one day, when I say the files, these are like all his voice overlays, his actual voice, not the music behind it. So you can literally take all his overlays and put them and do whatever you want to do. And, technology is big right now. So it definitely is something that you can use. But, man, I know you want to say some stuff. I know you want to try to figure out what's going on. I know I talked to you the other day at the graveyard when we were out there, and I know you said something about it's somebody still out there.
Yeah, it's somebody out there, and people already know who it is. It's just that people don't want to speak. Way I look at it, man, karma is it was a real bad subject to talk about, sore subject to talk about. But now, after all these years, it's going on 3 years. Actually, this is the month for the third year, the 25th of this month. And we ain't never going to forget it. We just got to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
I could just speak for myself. I don't know my wife's feelings. I don't know my daughter's feelings. Or my kids' feelings, my boys' feelings. But, it's still there. And, all my nephews, I know they miss them and love them. But we just, I believe that everybody is just learning to cope with the pain, and it's tough, but I'll have my moments. I could be at work all of a sudden, boom, I just start tearing up, and I'll step outside. I got my machine. I turn it down for a second and run outside, walk outside real quick, and just get it off my chest and just relax. But it's there. It's always going to be there.
Yeah,
it's always going to be there. But as far as talking about it, it's tough. But I'm dealing with it pretty good. I'm just happy that I made myself a tougher guy to cope with stuff like this.
Well, I appreciate this, Coach, because this is a hard conversation. It ain't even really coming out right because it's so close to home. So I appreciate you even dropping a little bit about it. But we get old, and with that, we have to decide what we want to do with ourselves. I know the gym's pretty much closed down, but what are you gonna do? I mean, what's what you got planned?
I'm going to go look at a building Saturday. I'm hoping that it's that we can come to an agreement. I'm not giving up on the gym. People may think that because it's been a month, going on a month, and
So COVID shut everybody down for what, a year?
yeah. Well, no, believe it or not, COVID made me stronger.
Yeah.
At my gym picked up big time. I think parents wanted their kids at the house. Well, get out the house, go into the gym.
Ain't nowhere for you to go. I got somewhere for you to go.
Yeah, no, it's you know, you just got to find the right place, man. See the gym that I had got it. A friend of mine, Marty Schneider, friend of the family's, he helped me find this gym, and I got this gym really cheap. So now I'm hoping somebody out there can give me a great deal too, to be able to get the gym to where it's feasible, to where I can maintain it with the bills and everything, because I don't charge like karate schools do. Karate schools sit here charging $135. MMA charges $200.
Yeah,
And I'm charging $75 a month and $65 for kids, and I'm not trying to get rich off this. I'm just trying to help kids stay out the streets and
hear that, y'all. If there's any one of you guys out there that know of what area you trying to be in, the Shawnee?
I want to stay in Johnson County because I have my majority of clients in Johnson County.
Mm-hmm. So if any one of you property managers out there, you got a little building, perfect for a gym setting. You know, this man right here, he has a track record of taking troubled kids and really, really, really helping turn these kids around. It takes a lot of patience. It takes an understanding of what it takes to instill values and morals. And let me tell you, this man, his kids don't fall far out of his sight. So that says a lot about someone watching your kids. Open up the eyes. Hell, if you even want to shed a little money to help the cause, reach out to them, because our community is only going to be as great as the leaders in our community. If you're not out there trying to help the community grow, you're probably hindering it. Coach Leo Moreno, how do they get in contact with you?
I got my RNE Leo Moreno Jr. Facebook, or they can get in contact with you, and you can
reach out to No Solutions Production. Yes, please do. Like I said, these kids are good at what they do too. Matter of fact, so everyone's still there. You're just waiting on a building.
Just waiting on a building. I got the numbers and everything to
Coach Lisa's still there too.
Yeah, we're waiting just to get a building going. I'm hoping by September we'll be ready to roll. I told everybody it was going to take me a couple months because it wasn't going to happen overnight. Because they gave me, I mean, it was immediate. It was immediate. I had to get out, and I said, "Oh, okay." You know, I mean, but
Coach, man, you know what? The community already know. This ain't just happened once. You know, this pretty much happened before, and it didn't stop you then. So
no, you remember
I remember that was some
in Shawnee,
stuff.
the city of Shawnee. I guess they didn't want no help, but I know Lenexa helped me and gave me and my daughter an award for helping the at-risk kids at the school right across the street from the gym.
Yes.
And it was across the street was Lenexa borderline.
Right.
And there was I want to say 5 or 6 kids. I think
Trail
so.
Ridge School.
5 or 6 kids that weren't going to graduate 8th grade to go to be freshmen. that they weren't going to pass on to get out of eighth grade. And we were working with them, and we had some parents and us. We were there helping them with their homework and just doing a lot of good things with them that they all ended up passing, going to ninth grade, man. And I know about 2 or 3 of them right now still, because it's been a while that they've been out of school and real successful, man. Good workers and doing, man, their life is great, man. And I tell them thanks, man, for letting me be a part of that, because, you know, it's not just me helping them, but they help me, you know,
Works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways, helping, you know, and it's awesome, man. It's
Coach, it's grown people that have coaches. And those coaches probably mean a lot to those pupils. But just think what these kids, man, when they see you like JD. I mean, you used to stay on JD about dating women, smoking cigarettes. I mean, these are fathers. Oh, nope, you can't box. Your mom said your grades. Dude, that's fatherhood. That's...
We got to be on top of these kids, you know, because if, you know, every time they used to come into the gym, I watch it and they come in with a bag of chips. What's this, man? I mean, we're here to work out and you walking in with a bag of chips or a soda pop. What are you doing, man?
Yep, you tell
so we're on them. I said, we jump on them. And the whole thing about it, man, it's just staying on top of these kids and give them that father figure, because a lot of them don't have a father figure that they come to the gym, and we're there to help them. We just try to make that change for them, man, and I love it. You know, a lot of times it isn't to compete. It's also to keep kids off the street, to help people. There's a lot of kids that come in, they're real obese, you know, or they're being bullied in school or whatnot. But there's a big life change for them. Yeah, I mean, it's a complete turnaround for them, man, and it's awesome. It makes us feel good, man, because we're helping them. You know, we're helping them achieve something that they didn't ever know they had it. But it's
giving them
it's fun.
Discipline.
Yeah,
teaching them to keep going. You're teaching them to, man, there's so much goes into. Just when I was growing up in boxing and those sports, I learned a lot of my best lessons from the coaches that I had in the schools and those off-school programs that I went to. And boxing and wrestling were 2 of them. I boxed at the, I wrestled for Exploradors downstairs in the case, man, what was his name upstairs? Carl Washington, KW Boxing Club upstairs.
KW, and they're still around.
Yep, Carl Washington. A long time ago, man. And this is Omaha, Nebraska. So, but those coaches, I remember them. Like, I learned a lot of the lessons from the coaches that weren't even my father. It was like, but you look up to these men, and they don't steer you wrong. They steer you right. And no matter how you look at what you give them, you'll never see it the way they see it. You know, because you changing. You say they're changing you, but you just think a lot of us are set in ways that we will never be changed. But these kids, they can easily be shaped and molded, and that's what coaches do, man. You give them the values and morals that they need, and they might not get from home because, hey, man, parents ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? We got so much other stuff. Look, you got to get ready and go here in a minute because you got to get ready and go to work tonight. I mean, you know, well, yeah, tonight.
Tomorrow morning, 3 a.m. That's
yeah. Well,
so yeah, I get up early in the morning and do 13 and a half hours and still trying to look for a gym and
still take care of your family.
Yep.
Big family. Dude, do you remember the trip we took to Texas?
Yes, we do.
That was a blast.
It was
man.
Go see Margarito. Was it Margarito and Pacquiao?
Margarito and Pacquiao. Oh, that was Cowboy Stadium.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it was.
Everything but the stadium.
Nah, the stadium was awesome.
I forgot you're a Cowboys fan.
Dude, you my brother, man. You always will be. Like I say, man, I do anything I can for y'all, and
I appreciate it. And I know you will, man. I know you will, and we're the same way, brother.
You always have been, man.
Yeah, always, brother. It's like that, man. And I know where you from Omaha, Nebraska. My pops was from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So.
I used to go out there. Did he go in the sweat lodges out there? Did he get? I know it's more Indian, but
no, he was. My pops was born down there, and then they took him. Him, grandma, and all them moved to Mexico. I think he was 8 years old, or something like that, 9 years old. So, that's why I'm a big Nebraska Cornhusker fan.
Yeah, because of Scott's Bluffs.
Yep.
They ain't done nothing since you became a fan. Before we go, dude, a lot of people, they don't get the political views. They don't. Some of my best friends are the opposite of me. And it's just, I don't see how people let those boundaries separate them, because we will mess with each other to the day, and it'd be some funny. You catch me off guard so much, and I catch you off guard, but you gotta learn to let people have that opinion, because man, that's all it is an opinion. It's someone's God-given right to their own beliefs, opinion. And when you let that stuff come between friendships, then the friendship, it just couldn't have been that solid. You know what I'm saying? But so many memories, bro. So many.
Right.
So many, man. And we gonna make a lot more. Like I say, I'm proud of you for raising your kids the way you raise them, because they all go-getters and they ain't stopping for nothing. They got your ignorance, that not ignorance. What is it? Stubbornness. They got your stubbornness because they refuse to give up. I watched your son building this stuff right here. I remember when it was in the basement of his apartment, and then it went to my basement of his house, and then it went to this, and it's like, you keep doing what you're doing, man. You're gonna make your parents real proud. You keep doing it, man. You keep doing it, and he is, man. I'm proud of him. I know he'll do fine. And like I told you before, I got him. I'm gonna help him out as much as I can in any kind of way. He
knows what to do. And he's always been a smart kid, and he used to tell him in school he wouldn't study for a test because he said he knows what. Well, he aced the test, but then he failed his homework. I was like, "Man, what you doing, man?" Well, Dad, I passed the test, but I didn't turn in my homework. Well, you got to turn in everything. But he's a smart kid, man, and he knows what he's doing. As long as he pushes, man, he can do whatever he wants to. We all can. You gotta what you want, you gotta go get it. And if you got to work your butt off to get what you want, because nobody's gonna give you nothing. Like earlier when you said, somebody can, however they want to help, some kind of donation. I prefer help by somebody giving me a heck of a deal on a place. Because everything and anything I do, I want to go do it because I'm chasing and going to get it. Okay. And I got a lot of people that help me. One of my main sponsors, and you remember him. His son. He used to fight with Darius Holloway, Neil Holloway.
Yeah.
Remember
how is he?
Darius in college, man.
Damn.
Darius is away at college, and Neil, he's a real good friend, man. I mean, he's like a brother to me too. We're all of us in that community, man. I mean, he's a great guy, man, and I think without Neil, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at today because he helped me big times as well too. Yeah. All of us stuck together, man. helping each other and doing stuff, and we all owe each other whatever we could do for each other, and I mean, I think we'll all have each other's back for the rest of our lives, because, you know, that's how we are, man. We give back to each other and the community. So.
And thank you for being my brother, man.
Thank you for having me on here, man. And I hope your business keeps growing and growing and growing, to where you can. And I know you could do it, because when you used to come and talk to me I was, look, I got a plan, I got this and that. You know, I seen the tenacity and everything that you wanted. I seen it in you, man. I seen it in you. You wanted it, and you was gonna go get it. Same thing as Isai. I seen he wanted it. He was gonna go get it. Do what you guys got to do, you know.
Yeah, he did, dude. He came out. He got it too. And I ain't saying this because he can edit and do whatever the heck he want to do to our interview, but no, he's. I'm proud of the kid. I am, man. I really am. I see how he present himself. I've been places like where a lot of them big people, and these people are they know other people who know other people, and being in the room with these people, you don't know all these people, so you don't really want to offend anyone. You don't want to be over anxious with anyone, but sitting back watching how he handles himself, it's like, this kid is born for this stuff. And he really does. He impresses me every time, but that's the dad in him. You know, I seen that in Leo. You know, I seen it in the way he when he would come over and, you know, he would record his music. Like you said to those kids, I felt like I was his coach, you know, and at the same time, it felt good that I was teaching somebody something. You know what I'm saying? It just makes you feel more worthy of something. So that kind of just watching these kids, dude, you're a good dad. You did great.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. And these guys all, man, all of them have something they've accomplished doing in life.
Yeah.
You know, every last one of them, you know. Leo signed with Global World Entertainment. Lisa, she was a pro boxer. Mm-hmm. Little Maria, she was a model for Exposure. You know, they've all done something. They got more to come, too. Like Isai right here with doing this, man.
Haircuts. T-shirts. Man, he's always hustle.
He can cut some hair too, man.
He can hustle. Really, I don't know, boy. You put the hustle game in your son, because that boy be hustling his butt off.
Whatever he sets his mind to do, he could do.
Yeah,
and
he'll stay up all night trying to figure it out. I've noticed that.
So,
I was up all
night.
He
does it. He does it, and as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, man, he's gonna succeed in life, and I know he will. And not only because I'm in his studio, but he's got a good head on his shoulder, man.
He do.
And as long as he push, he can get whatever he wants. So, son, if you listening, I know you're gonna listen to this thing. Keep pushing, boy, because sky's the limit. And I know that you're gonna go do whatever you want to do in life, and I know you can do it. But you got to push hard, son, because nothing's gonna be handed to you, and you've been working your ass off to get what you got, and you got a whole big crew that's working behind you and working with you, and I hope all of you guys, wish you guys all the best.
Yeah, man. Coach, dude, we could sit here all night talking because you my brother, and we could be somewhere drinking a beer in 20 minutes. I know I'm fat. I can't be drinking no beer like that. No, but before we go, what can you tell our viewers and guests that can leave them with something positive?
never give up on your dreams. If you have a dream, go out there and chase it, get it, hold it, and dig hard, and don't stop doing what you're doing, because everything's possible. And don't ever let anybody tell you can't do it, because everything's possible.
Everything is, man. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. My brother. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you all again for spending a little time with us this Saturday morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And like always, stay positive, people.